The favourites for the Europa League are Barcelona. That has not changed after the 1-1 draw in the first leg against Eintracht Frankfurt. Ali, they've seemed to made a bit of a habit of doing things the hard way over the last couple of rounds, but finding a way. What are you expecting from the second leg at Camp Nou against Eintracht?
I expect Barcelona to advance, but if we have seen any evidence over the last week or so in terms of what Barcelona struggles against, we saw it against Eintracht Frankfurt away from home, and we saw it against Levante away from home as well. Teams that will absorb pressure, but will be willing to get Barcelona stretched and go on the counter. And when they go on the counter with speed, then they're going to create all sorts of issues for Barcelona. Frankfurt did that very well at home, and so did Levante. And mind you, for those of you that do not know, Levante is struggling way at the bottom of La Liga. And yet, there were moments in which Levante was willing to pressure Barcelona, Frankfurt was willing to pressure Barcelona. It's almost as if they follow the same script, and that same script created all sorts of problems and issues for Barcelona defensively. There were moments in which Barcelona was hanging on against Eintracht Frankfurt in that first leg, and had it not been for misses and clear misses from Frankfurt, this game would have been a different score than what we see now. Barcelona are fortunate that they're going into this game 1-1 and feeling confident about the fact that at home, there's going to be a different version from Barcelona, and therefore they would be able to advance. This is going to be a tricky one, but I suppose that, as we would all expect, Barcelona is going to get through, but it's going to get tough at times.
That's a good point you make, Ali, about the difference Barcelona defensively compared to Barcelona middle to front. Now, yes, Eintracht want to try and get at the defence, but if you're their coach, how do you set your team up to try and stop Barca from getting a lot of the ball and a lot of chances, and crucially, a lot of space that will allow you perhaps one or two chances at the other end?
When I go to Eintracht Frankfurt, I don't change anything from the first leg to the second leg. I actually take the gamble of going to Barcelona and playing exactly the same way, with a willingness to go pressure higher up the field. And while I understand that if Barcelona is able to break through that pressure, now you're in trouble, I think you prove in that first leg that you can make it uncomfortable for Barcelona, that you break their rhythm, and when they do not control that possession, they're unable to push you back. And since you're not pushed back, when you regain possession of the ball, you're in a much better position to then go on the attack yourself. When Barcelona is allowed to have control of the game, and then they have possession in the attacking half, and they push you back, even when they lose the ball, they're in very good positions to then regain possession right away. If you're Eintracht Frankfurt, you don't want any part of that. You want this game to be taken into the middle third and into your attacking half. You do that well enough, you may just give yourself an opportunity. Now, is it risky? Yeah, but what do you have to lose? You're not the favorites here. And I don't think that Eintracht Frankfurt is going to be good enough to just sit back. I don't think that's what they do best. So I think that they're better off in getting in the faces of Barcelona, making it uncomfortable for them. I think Barcelona would be surprised if that was the case. And then at that point, you may just be able to take advantage of some opportunities that they present themselves. Because when you force Barcelona to defend, guess what? They're vulnerable. They're going to make mistakes.
Yeah, so you've got Barca going through. I think most of us have got Barca going through, but most of us had Bayern beating Villarreal. So no doubt that will be mentioned in the Eintracht Frankfurt changing room before the game. So Barca through for you in the first one. What about West Ham and Lyon? Who have you got as favourites to go through in this tie after the first leg in the East End of London finished one apiece?
It's a tricky one. I think the 1-1 draw was best case scenario for West Ham if you consider the fact that they went down a man with Cresswell getting himself thrown out at the end of the first half. And then they went up in the game. Eventually, Lyon comes back. I didn't see enough from Lyon to suggest, you know what, they are far better than West Ham. I didn't quite get that feeling. Last round, I thought Sevilla would be better than West Ham. And while they were at times, West Ham ended up finding a way of getting through. And I just think that maybe, just maybe, West Ham does it again. They go away from home, they show some character, they show some fight, and then they show some quality moments that matter. Lyon had their opportunity in that second half of the first leg. They should have done much better with those opportunities and playing a man up. They didn't seem dominant enough. They did not take advantage of the spaces. They did not really create all that many chances. I'm thinking West Ham goes to Lyon and gets a result.
They don't have the biggest squad, Ali. They're going for the top four in the Premier League. There's no point in saying, oh, are they prioritising one or the other? They're going to try and get through in both. Sadly for them, it would be Barcelona, likely, if they get through. However, is there more of a priority for the Europa League, knowing that if you can win it, you're into the Champions League next season regardless?
Well, if you're West Ham, you don't get to this stages of these competitions very often. So you take this for what it is and for the opportunity that is in front of you. I don't think that you are focusing on who we're playing next. I don't think you should be focusing on who we're playing next and we may get eliminated by Barcelona or whoever is it that we play against. I think if you're West Ham, you focus on this second leg against Lyon and how much of an accomplishment it would be for you to continue to advance. And the more you advance in this sort of knockout competitions, the better you feel about yourself, more confidence you build within the group, and you start believing that you're going to do something special. And it would be special for West Ham to win the Europa League. I think it's important. It should be a priority. You focus on Lyon first, and then you worry about top four at some other time. At this point, the priority should be focusing on Lyon's second leg and finding a way to advance.
Third quarter-final sees Rangers at home to Braga, trailing by 1-0 from the first leg in northern Portugal last week. They've kind of kept their best form for Europe this season, although they've just tailed off a little bit. Who's going through from this one, Rangers or Braga?
Not a lot of chances in the first leg of this matchup, but whatever chances there were, they came from Braga. Rangers, a couple half chances here and there, but not much more than that. I was expecting a lot better from Rangers and didn't quite deliver in the manner in which I thought they would. However, it's only 1-0. And while Braga did create some opportunities and goal disallowed by VAR and they hit the post, still, again, it's the 1 goal difference. If indeed Rangers are going to advance, they have to be able to do more offensively than what they did in the first leg. I'm going to say Braga. I don't really have any good reason other than the fact that they look more dangerous and the team more willing to take the game into the final third and create half chances here and there. There isn't much between these two teams. It's going to be a tight game. Braga just, and I mean just.
Yeah, that's a tough one to call. Rangers without Alfredo Morelos now for the rest of the season. Aaron Ramsey is fit again, and he will look to step up. But if Braga score 1, can you see Rangers scoring 2? As Ali said, that is a tough one to predict. The winner of that will get either RB Leipzig, who travel to Atalanta for the second leg. What do you make of that?
Well, two teams that are mirror images of each other. They are open. They are all about transition. They're all about quick play in the attack, trying to get in behind, a lot of rotation in the attack. You have players that can occupy different spaces. So what I have is a lot of goals. The 1-1 in the first leg, I think, doesn't quite reflect how open the game was and how back and forth it was. It's going to be the same thing in the second leg. All we have here is tendencies from Atalanta and projections in regards to what have they done in Europa League in the past and what might that mean for the future. Is that they never lost a home match in Europa League. I read that and I thought, well, how is that significant for this game? Well, it may not be, but it's statistics and it's something you can lean on, and it's something that Atalanta will certainly get some confidence from and say, no, we don't lose at home. I think Atalanta may do just enough, but if there was a game to watch other than Barcelona-Frankfurt, I'm thinking Atalanta-Leipzig just for the entertainment value. This is going to be open. It's going to be back and forth. I'm going to say Atalanta advances, but it's going to be really tight in terms of the score. It's not going to be really tight in terms of defending. Yeah,
and I don't think it'll be 0-0 given the attacking weapons that both sides have to choose from. Okay, Barcelona you've got West Ham, you have got Braga, and you have got Atalanta. Full coverage of the Europa League quarterfinal, second legs, right here at ESPN FC.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.